Yo, you already know what day it is. Today is Sunday, which means it is fans' choice. We are in issue number 2 of Dr. Voodoo, Avenger of the Supernatural. Picking up where issue number 1 left off. Yo, what are we waiting on? Roll that intro, cuss. What's going on, Geek Corner? This is your boy, Earth Matt the Mad Scientist, and welcome back to the Orange Phoenix Media channel and another episode of Fans Choice. Your voice, your vote, right here on Sunday mornings. Now, we are on issue number 2 of Dr. Voodoo, Avenger of the Supernatural, and issue number 1 hit us with a doozy. We got guest villain appearances by Dr. Doom and what happened with him and why he's attacking Dr. Voodoo and why Dr. Voodoo is the Sorcerer Supreme and all that. If you just so happen to miss that episode, go back and check out that episode. A really good episode. Now, let's jump into some issue number 2. Now, issue number 2 picks up where issue number 1 left off. Now, Dr. Doom was beating the brakes off her Dr. Voodoo, all because he wanted the eye of Agamotto. So, but the thing is, when he looked into the eye of Agamotto, he put it down. Like, he threw it down. He was like, all right, I'm good on the eye of Agamotto. You have fun having the eye of Agamotto, but I'm going to leave you where you're at. Now, what I mean by that, leaving him where he's at, Jericho is in this dimension, and he don't know where is he. And the thing is, he says, gaze into the eye of Agamotto. After a lifetime pursuing it, and Victor Von Doom left it here, leading to my next dilemma. The dilemma being, where is here? Now, here is where all these creatures are like making these noises at Dr. Voodoo. But the thing is, remember in issue number 1, Dr. Doom took him to a place where he could not use his spells, his magic, or anything like that. And one of these creatures took half of the staff, which is his conduit to get out of these dimensions. So the best thing for him to do is actually attack them physically or run. And he chose the latter. He chose to run, but he runs inside this facility. And in this facility, someone is watching him. And they say, here in my home, the harvester of the decadent pain I have fed so well for so long. And in front of Dr. Voodoo is these two figures. These two figures telling him to run, no matter soon they will all see. Now, this place is very familiar to Dr. Voodoo, but he really can't place what this place is. Now, all of a sudden, someone pops up behind Voodoo and says, always you got them cold souls on you, boy. Long time now. You still running big hero dance. Big hero make up for them dead. No man can never make up for dead. Dead on you, stained. And Voodoo chalks it up as like, this is an illusion. This is not real. Like, you cannot be real. And as he's speaking, the creature that he was running away from suddenly appears, sticks out his tongue, and wraps his tongue around the neck of Dr. Voodoo. Now, from that standpoint, Dr. Voodoo is taken back to his past, and we learn more about his past in issue number 2. Now, in issue number 2 here, it goes back to when he was a little boy. And obviously, when you're a little boy and you're surrounded by people that are a little bit older or teenagers, sometimes teenagers act like jackasses. That's just what it is. Sometimes they do some dumb crap. And one of the picking on this homeless man, taking his suitcase and threatening to throw it out of the moving train. Now, Jericho, being the person that he is, stood up for the homeless man. And he's like, yo, what are y'all doing? Leave him alone. Put this suitcase down. But these boys turned their attention on Jericho and his brother. It's like, we're not throwing this suitcase out the window. You're throwing this suitcase out the window. And if you don't throw this suitcase out the window, we're going to whoop your brother. And also, we're going to whoop you too. So now at this point, Jericho is forced to make a decision. And the decision that he made was throw the suitcase out the window. He basically got punked. He got punked. So from that standpoint, the homeless man gets up and starts to speak to Jericho. And he says, hear me, Jericho Drum, for your insult, this weakness. I curse you, boy. Curse all them you love. Curse all them you ever gonna love. Pity to those ever know your affection, boy. Curse all them you love. And him and his brother runs away from this homeless man. Now, as they're running home, they are very shocked at what transpired and what was in front of him. And what's in front of Jericho and his brother is his now deceased parents. Now, his deceased parents, somehow, some way, this homeless man beat them home and murdered Jericho's parents. And from that standpoint, he snaps out of it. And he sees the ghost of his parents. And the ghost starts to speak to him. It says, "You did right running to the States, son. We never wanted to influencing Daniel. He had a special fate, a special calling," Papa Jumbo said. "And when that horrible man killed us, we knew it was your fault, Jericho. We knew you were cursed the day you were born. Your brother is dead, and due to your curses, he's trapped. Never can he rejoin us. You took your curse and you spread it to Daniel." Now, from that standpoint, he like caught in this dream, and he felt like his mind was collapsing. At this point, he narrowly escapes this dimension and makes it back to the sanctum. But someone is still watching him, and this figure goes on to say, "It's just wonderful. My heart could explode. Delicious treats brought by a faithful cyclodermic mindphibian. We had a potent guest, a generous giver of valued items, the very thing I desire most. Prepare, loyal pet. This feast will be an embarrassment of delicacies." Now, in the sanctum, he's reunited with his brother. Now, we were led to believe that his brother was no longer with Jericho, considering what Dr. Doom did to him. But his brother Daniel says, "Doom sent me to the realm of the dead, where I met with death. She is fearful that her cycle of feeding will end. She hears the visions of the Fashanti, the warnings of the Agamotto. She says our plane hinges on your success, Jericho. But to accomplish this, we must open the gateway, open Bandai." And Jericho's like, yo. Need I remind you what it took to close that gate? The sacrifice was too great. The lower must remain in heaven. He was like, "Listen, we need them, brother, desperately, because things have gotten worse than you know." Now, from that standpoint, it's like it's a night and day difference. He was trapped in this dimension, and then now those same beings, those same individuals you are seeing in your current world. And his brother goes on to say, "We must open Bandai. We need the Loa." He's like, "Okay, what of those Petro Loa? Who will not aid us? What of me who forced the gate to be sealed?" And he says, "In your absence, I struggle to find another solution, but there is none." He was like, "My absence? How long have I been gone?" He was like, "You've been gone for weeks, my boy. You was gone for weeks." So that short period of time that he got into it with Dr. Doom, Doom whooping his ass, and at the same time, Doom leaving him in this dimension, whether it was for a few hours or whatever the case may be, it was very much different of a timeline in the real world. It took weeks. And those weeks turned into nightmares for the people in the real world. Now, from that standpoint, you got to understand with these creatures. Now, he understands with these creatures that the city is immersed in a shared illusion. So each is real only to the victim. So basically, as Jericho sees this creature cannot harm Jericho. But if it's a fear of the person that is targeting, it is very much going to be real. Now, you're asking yourself, where are the Avengers? Because he aided the Avengers in the past, right? But this pocket dimension that he's in is blocked out and masked away from the Avengers. So they don't know anything about what's going on. He can't get any help. So this is all supernatural. But he does get help. And the help that he gets is from Damon. Now, you're going to have to ask the question, who is Damon? Now, Damon is actually the son of Satan. He also has a sister named Satana. Now, while Damon chose to reject his father, Satana chose to embrace the dark path. Now, his first appearance was in Ghost Rider #1, 1973, and then he got his own feature in Marvel Spotlight, and eventually Son of Satan. Now, he has fought alongside Doctor Strange as well as other heroes, and he's very much known as an anti-hero. And he's also been part of the Midnight Suns. Just to give you a little brief about what exactly is going on with him. Now, from that standpoint, he said, it's the work of my father. Satan draws near. And Voodoo was like, oh, Damon, never imagined I could feel so glad to see you. And Damon was like, hey, yo. Let's skip all this small talk crap and let's get down to business. What's going on? So Voodoo was like, obliges, and he says, we can use the scrying stones of Satan to find him. I should have investigated the possibility of Satan first. He was like, you can ruminate on your failures later, but once I finish this work, let's handle this business. Now, from that standpoint, you go to the Unreal Abyss. And with the Unreal Abyss, there are these prisons or these capsules that these beings are pretty much trapped in. So obviously Damon has worries about this, and Voodoo assures him, you will be unfazed by this. We can go in here safe. So Jericho asks Damon, he's like, okay, so what does your father want? He was like, the typical, the usual, drink the souls of humanity, turn the holy to wicked, rot the earth, prove to God that man is inherently immoral. The typical things. And he was like, well, who else is here? Any other Legion of Monsters? He was like, they're gone into hiding in the metropolis beneath the shadows of the New York. But the thing is, Satan himself is also trapped in his own dimension, as well as Blackheart and Mephisto. So he's like, it's somebody else. And from that standpoint, you kind of see Damon messing with the staff that Voodoo has. I don't know what it is with Voodoo and the staff and not having it in his possession. Bro, keep that thing on you. But Damon grabs that staff and he cracks open this capsule. And he says, welcome him, Jericho, our Lord of the Unreal. And it is revealed to be Nightmare. And Nightmare speaks and he says, thanks to the hospitality of our new Sorcerer Supreme, Nightmare forever walks the earth. Now, you're going to ask the question, who is Nightmare? So I'm going to answer that question for you. So Nightmare is a very much of an old foe of Doctor Strange. One of the oldest foes. Now, his first appearance was in Strange Tales number 110 back in 1963. Now, Doctor Strange is not his only enemy. He also fought heroes like Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and believe it or not, the X-Men. And it's also been hinted as a possibility of influence behind real world madness and mass hysteria. So this guy is not a slow leak. Okay. So, but what is his role to play in this miniseries of Dr. Voodoo and Avengers of the Supernatural? Now, also you asked the question, will Dr. Doom come back? Will he make another appearance? Was Dr. Doom trying to prevent something from happening? We just don't know. And what is Damon's role? What is his purpose in releasing Nightmare to the world? Because that same person was the one that unleashed all these creatures into the world and also caused the nightmares of Voodoo in the dimension that he was trapped in. But we got to see what happens in issue number 3. So you got to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell saying all. That way you get notified on all of our content, whether it's live or recorded. And just remember, on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern time, we have this show called Saturday Morning Comics, and the latest and greatest in comic book news, as well as Sunday, obviously, Fans Choice. Now, late night Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time, we talking anime and video games, and throughout the week, sporadic days of the week, we are covering comic book content. So again, hit that like and subscribe button, notification bell, and hit us in the comments and tell us what you thought of Dr. Voodoo, Avenger of the Supernatural. So until next time, y'all, peace.